And once you register for the NCLEX, you will sit back and wait for the authorization to test. It's known as the ATT for short. This also helps you to understand the terms and terminologies used in the process of preparing for the NCLEX. So at this point that you're registering for the exam, you should be able to, you should have been studying for the NCLEX. In case you've not been studying because you think it's still a long process, I mean, you're on your own. No? So I will also recommend the Hello everyone, so my name is Sonia Anidi. I will be doing this video to help international nurses who want to write their NCLEX exam on the step-by-step detail on how to write your NCLEX. I decided to do this because I've been getting a lot of questions from my friends whose relatives are also nurses. How can I do this? How can my sister do that? And all. So I decided to do this video so I don't have to say it, over and over again. This is what you should do and this is what not, or what not. And I also believe this video is going to help someone out there who really wants to start their NCLEX process but have no idea on where to start from. So also pardon me if you catch me bending a little. That's because I have it all penned down in my notes because I don't want to miss out any important points on how to go about your NCLEX process. So now we'll get into it. The first process of getting prepared or qualifying to write the NCLEX is the CGFNS. These are the nursing board, the evaluation board that evaluates your nursing credential and nursing license to know if you're eligible to write the NCLEX. So how it happens, or the process in this step, is you apply to them, you create an account with them, and you pay them a fee. So what service are you actually paying for? You're paying for the CES, which is the Credential Evaluation Services. So once you pay for it, and they'll give you two forms. One will go to your school of nursing where you trained, or the institute, maybe if you're a BSc holder direct, it will go there. And the second one will go to the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, where they would testify that yes, you hold a current license in Nigeria and there's no damage or fraud or whatever to your license, that you're clean and eligible to practice in Nigeria. So there are a lot of process in this thing. It's not just as easy as I'm saying it. There are a lot of forms you have to fill about your bio, your data, your education, and all of that. And you have to have your international passport to continue, because they will be needing your passport number as a means of identification. So if you're someone that does not like stress, filling forms can be very tiring for you, I would recommend you use the CGFNS Academy, as they also help with stuffs like that, in helping you with each and every step of this NCLEX. All you have to do is pay them a token. But if you're someone that don't like making mistakes that will cost you something, or maybe you're not so organized, I don't know, but for whatever reason you're not predisposed to do it yourself, I recommend you use the CGFNS Academy. All you do is to pay them a token for them to do that for you. But if you're someone that wants to do it yourself, this is the first step. All you have to do is go to their website. Then once you get this form, you will send them to your school and the nursing board, like I mentioned, and they will return it back to the CGFNS alongside with your license verification, that is from the Nursing and Midwifery Council, and then your school, your transcript, And now once you go to your portal with the submission of foreign graduates of nursing school, once you send it back to them and they get all your documents, you allow them 3 to 6 months to evaluate your documents. And once they are done evaluating your document, they will send a mail to you notifying you that they have done that, and that your CES report will be sent to the nursing board that you have chosen. So that brings us to the second step of today, which is the nursing board, choosing a nursing board you want to use. So the criteria for choosing a nursing board, especially for Nigerian trained nurses, are you have to go for a nursing board that do not require you to have an SSN. SSN is the social security number, which is like our NIN in Nigeria. Do you understand? So it's like a number you are being identified with, with that number, all your record can pull out and all of that. So because we don't have it, we live in Nigeria, I mean, so we need to go for nursing board that do not require that and allow international trained nurses to be registered with their board. So I used the Texas Board of Nursing. So you want to go for a board of nursing that will allow you to register without the SSN. So I used the Texas Board of Nursing. I know a few colleagues of mine that use the New Mexico Board of Nursing. I also know that the New York Board of Nursing do not require you to have social security number. So you do your research and find out which of those Board of Nursing that do not need the social security number. That's where you'll be able to start with them. And they are the ones that your CES reports will be sent to. So I'll be talking from my own experience. I use the Texas Board of Nursing. For Texas Board of Nursing to give you the authorization to test, which means you can go ahead and write the exam. There are requirements you have to you have to complete. One of them, your CES report from the CGFNS has to come in that yes, your education is up to the one that a nurse in USA is supposed to have. And then the second thing you have to do in this stage is also which is like the third step, is the criminal background check, whereby you get the fingerprints card, impute your fingerprints on it, and mail it back to the company. That's the identical. They are the ones responsible for doing that, and they will send it also back to the Texas board when they are done. Then the next step is the jurisprudence exam. This is free. It's just like an ethical exam. You have to read up and write the exam and pass. It's an open book exam, meaning you can write it as many times as possible for you to pass the exam. This will also reflect in your Board of Nursing, that is Texas Board of Nursing. I think New Mexico Board of Nursing do not write this exam, but their fee to register with them is like $150. I don't know if it has increased now. I did not use them, but I know for Texas board I paid $100 then in 2020, but now it's $75 they pay now. So to open an account with them, everything I'm listing here obviously kind of apply to them, like the jurisprudence applied to them, but doesn't apply to the New Mexico Board of Nursing. So you will know the one you're going for and go with them. Like I know that the New York Board of Nursing, what you have to do the infection control certification. You have to do the child abuse certification before you be able to, go ahead and write your NCLEX. So every Board of Nursing kind of have their own requirements. So whichever Board of Nursing you pick, you'll have to dance to their tune. If you have any question on that, you can drop our answer, at least from the one I know. But right, for this video, I'm doing for Texas Board, like exclusively for Texas Board. And for Texas Board, you have to do the jurisprudence exam. It's like an ethical exam. You will know about the ethics of practice in Texas and all of that. And then once you pass the exam, the certificate will also reflect in your portal with the Texas Board of Nursing. And then when all this is done, the criminal background, the jurisprudence, the CES report is there. I think the next step will be to register for the NCLEX itself. And once you register for the NCLEX, you will sit back and wait for the authorization to test. It's known as the ATT for short. This also helps you to understand the terms and terminologies used in the process of preparing for the NCLEX. So at this point that you're registering for the exam, you should be able to, you should have been studying for the NCLEX. In case you've not been studying because you think it's still a long process, I mean, you're on your own. No? So I will also recommend the Sergeant Points Academy, of which I'm one of their tutor in the academy. I will also, recommend them that you join their classes. I'll put up the link below. After you can, click on it and, join them up for their class. They are great. They break it down into details in a way you understand it. You don't have to be worried of, oh, I left nursing 20 years ago, 10 years ago. No, they have so many people that have gone through the academy and passed, so that is it. So at this point where you're paying for your exam, you're like 97% sure that you're ready for the NCLEX, and then you receive your ATT to test. And also you would have started making plans for where you will write your NCLEX exam. We have the South Africa Center, we have the Philippines, we have the UK, we have so many centers in USA. If you're someone that have a valid visa to travel to the USA, you can as well go to USA and write your exam. But if you're like us that do not have valid visa to go to the USA, and maybe you have a valid visa to UK to visit or vacation, you can as well go to UK and write the exam, as they have only one center in Holborn, which is where I wrote mine because I had a valid visa to visit my relative at the time. But if you do not have a valid visa, at that point you would want to go for Philippines, or I think they are the ones that are easy, in terms of getting visa to write this exam. You don't have to lie, you don't have to go through the corners. They are like the very sure bets for getting visa to go and write your NCLEX. So after you registered for the NCLEX and you've received the ATT, you would want to now schedule your center, which is why I was talking about the location you would want to use. So by the time you schedule your exam, this will cost you $150 to schedule a test center. If you are testing outside the UK, it will be $150. If you're going to test in the UK, which is where I did, it will cost you $180. I don't know why the difference, but that is how it is. So it depends on where you have a visa to, and you have to decide on time because the ATT lasts for 90 days. 180 days. So if you don't write it within this period, everything you've paid for will expire and you will have to start afresh. So this is something you also want to consider when you want to start your NCLEX preparation, where you would want to test and start saving towards the cost of flight tickets, hotel, in case you don't have someone there. Then the next thing is, after you travel to write your NCLEX, we all pray for everyone to pass, especially when you've put in your best into it and then you finally pass the NCLEX exam. I'm sure that would be like the most joyful moment for you, finding out that you have passed your NCLEX and you are now a USA RN nurse. Or maybe you're writing the NCLEX for Canada, you are now a Canadian registered nurse. Or you could be writing it for Australia, as NCLEX can help you for all of them. But what I'm explaining in this video today is how to, like for someone planning to go to the USA. So at this junction, after you have passed, the next option will be to choose an agency that would help to bring you into the USA. But that would be topic for another day, as this video was actually focused on the step-by-step process, for you to write your NCLEX. I hope this helps you in making your plans. And I also want to let you know, as a bonus tip, that you don't have to have all this money to start this process of writing the NCLEX. All you need to have is, the first one, which is start the CGFNS, go to your school where you trained. I don't know how much your school will be taking, so you pay for that. The next one will be the Nursing and Midwifery Council. Once you send these ones off, you can take, the 2 months, 3 months break while you're waiting for it to be reviewed, to gather the money for the next step, which is the Texas board, and then also gather the other money for the other steps I mentioned. So you don't have to have all this money. But what I would advise you is, while you start the CGFNS process, I would advise that you start reading, even if it's just 30 minutes a day, even if it's just 1 hour a day. Especially, everybody know the way they read or the way they understand things. And I would advise you start on time, so that by the time maybe there's pressure of visa, waiting for passport or that and that, you won't now be so tense that you're not reading and you end up going to fail after spending so much money in doing the whole process. Also, I would advise you join an academy, join a group, which I already recommended Saje Points. I'm not forcing you to join them. I'm only recommending them. And by the way, this is not even a paid sponsorship. I am only teaching there, and I know how many of our students have passed their NCLEX by using the academy. I passed using that academy. I applied after I passed, and I started tutoring people too, so you can actually do that, so it's all up to you if that is what you want for yourself. And I hope this video was really helpful in one way or the other in explaining the step-by-step process in writing the NCLEX. And if there's any question or anything I did not say in this video that you would like to know or find out about, like something I just did not mention, and you've heard from somebody or whatever, feel free to comment, ask me, reach out to me. I will gladly answer you, because I really, I'm a big supporter of anyone who wants to do this process, come through this process, it is a good one, and I'm sure most of us that want to jabba, the word we use, would want to try it out. Studying for the exam is not a big deal. It's just for you to dedicate a certain amount of your time for it and pray to God about it, and you'll be lucky. You'll be very lucky and proud of yourself by the time you finally pass your NCLEX exam. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, refer my video to someone who needs to know the step-by-step, who needs to start this journey. And be rest assured that there will be more tips on the immigration process, how to go about it, how to navigate through it, coming up on my channel. And you do not want to miss that, especially if you're a foreign trained nurse. You do not want to miss it. You want to know how to achieve your American dream. Feel free to join us, and bye next time.